morning.
Hi guys, it's Editing Foreman, the identity responsible for editing these videos, and we've had an ever so slight technical mishap. It's been a while since the last one, but you see, at the moment, I'm doing a Pokemon Heart Gold Nuzlocke run, and someone very kindly drew me up a layout to use alongside that, because obviously it's emulating a DS, there's a dual screen system, so they set up a whole thing where the screens go in specific places, and there's a little tracker for like what gyms we've done and what Pokemon we've got, etc. That's all loaded into OBS, and I swap between that and, you know, the normal no changes layout when recording things like Limbus or whatever we happen to do next. The issue is that Limbus Foreman, who was recording Limbus, forgot to switch from Pokemon layouts to normal layout when they started this recording, and as a result, we have one screen split between two screens with a Nuzlocke layout in the back, which makes no sense, and it, honest to God, looks terrible. I'll just be blunt with you, it looks bad. Now, I have fiddled, and I have wrangled it, and I've tried to move around the screens, maybe get like 2 tracks of the visuals going and try and line them up to just be one big screen. It doesn't work. It does not work. I can't get it to work. With this in mind, I was left with 2 options. Either leave it as is, or re-record the visuals. And if I re-recorded the visuals, you would not be watching this right now because the video would not be ready, because I wouldn't have been able to get it up in time. So unfortunately, it's gonna look awful. It's gonna look awful. That's all I've got. My apologies for the inconvenience. Thank you for your understanding. I will now take you back to past Foreman, as he blissfully commentates without any knowledge of how much he has screwed up this entire process. Hope you enjoy. I'm very sorry.
I swear a lot.
Hello friends, and welcome back to Limbus Company. So we've only just got not enough lunacy for a Limbussy for an extraction this time around, but maybe by the end of the episode we might actually get enough due to completing story content. But I've been leveling up these guys because I like them very much. I'm only running with 5 identities on this team because I can't really think of another identity I have that would work with this, like a proper envy heavy character, and I think it's honestly better to have these guys have more slots, like more skills, than to bring in another character who won't quite add what I want. I'd rather, for instance, Captain Ishmael just had more attacks than bring in someone else, for example. So I'm gonna stick with 5. That works for me. And I'm also gonna up-tie Mersault to level 4, because I think this could actually make him a lot more effective and help the party as a whole. The enhancement to loyalty, I think, is a big one. Okay, I can clearly see that you are both accusing me of letting the sinners run wild again, but we had our reasons, alright? Sit down, pay attention, it's a whole sordid tale. We have reached an agreement. And you explained things to them, right? Please tell me that the agreement doesn't involve us collectively dangling from that stupid gallows. A 10 billion on is certainly an absurd amount of money, but that doesn't change the fact that we are still responsible for it. We did benefit from the extra time it granted us, and its use was something that wasn't mutually agreed upon before our unilateral activation. Which basically means we're fucked. Because it was an unexpected event, no countermeasures could be put in place, either. Yeah, but we didn't exactly have a whole lot of time to debate whether or not I was allowed to slow down time or not. You know, we didn't break out a rule book, maybe we should have. But we didn't. So, and I don't have 10 billion on, so we really had to think on our feet back then. I felt a bit miffed about being treated as though I was somehow at fault for this, because I basically saved the day. If you plan to sacrifice one of us to settle the debts, I request that you evaluate our worth based on individual merit. Don Quixote. I have prepared performance evaluation sheets for each sinner precisely for one such occasion. On the last pages of those evaluation sheets are extra opinions that I don't plan on leaving any of you behind to take the fall for the group. Besides, 10 billion on isn't the kind of money that you can settle with the sacrifice of an individual anyway. People here are not worth 10 billion on. But we did eventually find a reasonable compromise while you were wasting your time horsing around in front of the gallows. And that compromise is... we have been contracted to deal with a distortion. Oh, it's that thing we do. Huh. I guess we're really starting to put our names out there if they specifically sought us out to deal with this distortion. Well, they didn't seek us out. They wanted us to pay our bills. We said we can't, and then they were like, okay, we'll deal with this for us then. They have sought out other fixers and companies to deal with this issue first. We were their 6th choice after the first 5 failed to produce a meaningful result. Gotcha. Okay. Well, the stories are starting to circulate via word of mouth, I will not deny that. So what kind of discourse are we dealing with this time? Some kind of time robot? Or maybe a detective? This is a request regarding a series of similar unsolved cases within T-Corp's borders. Some call it the case of time-killing time. Several people have already fallen victim to the perpetrator. The case of time-killing time? That's stupid. Imagine if you named an entire chapter of your video game after such a thing. What a ridiculous notion. It is exactly what it says on the tin. Distortion is running wild, killing our time. Time is an asset here at T-Corp. It's also difficult for us to track down the occasional time robberies by tracing it, but in the case of time-killing time, the killer does not leave any traces. It's just simply gone, completely removed and untraceable. No such thing has ever happened here before, thus the significance of this case cannot be emphasized enough. Do you agree to the terms and conditions? That is why we formally request that you solve this case for us. In return, we will exempt you from your time tax debt. Which is to say, you don't really have a choice. I suggest you get on with it. Oh, thus arriveth again my time to shine. According to a book I have perused in recent days, any and all detectives working to solve cases of urban nightmare or beyond are issued the Special Investigator Badge during the course of their employment. Thus, tis a badge that may as well be a universal pass to command all kinds of aid regarding the detectives? Fixers! We plan to issue you those badges, yes? Oh, much love I longed to add one such badge to my collection. Perchance thou shalt allow us to keep the badges once this case is dealt with. Nay, I demand that I be awarded at least 3 badges. One for my private collection, one for display, and one for business. So that... Shite, lass. Right, what are we waiting for? Let's crack on, whack this distortion, and get the hell out of here. I hate dealing with money problems. I value your enthusiasm, but I would also appreciate it if you could allow others to finish their sentences before cutting them off and going on a long tangent of your own. Sir. The problem is, they don't want all 13 of you running amok in an effort to solve the case. Oh. Indeed, I can't have your entire group run wild in the streets and potentially waste the precious time of our residents. Also, the Special Investigator Badge isn't something that T-Corp hands out like candy. We can't give away a whole box of badges for all 13 of them. I concur to a degree. Otis, who has continuously and consistently suggested that we cut down the number of sinners, was the first one to welcome this offer. We should have done something like this a long time ago. What use is there in hauling around these deadweights? We will leave the useless pawns behind to wait in the bus while the elite team of high-performing individuals takes care of business. You seem rather confident that you'd be a part of that elite team of high-performing individuals, Otis. It's ridiculous to even suggest otherwise. All right, enough of your nonsense. How many of us are allowed to work on this case anyway? Virgilius trailed off, clearly unhappy about this outcome. I pick Heathcliff, Don Quixote, and Ryoshu. Get on with it. Oh, fuck. They have decided that 4 individuals, including the manager, is an appropriate amount of people allowed to partake in this investigation. That's not a lot. Accept it. We barely managed to get the authorization for 4 after much debate. Then you have wasted your breath. A tag team of the executive manager and I will be more than enough to handily complete this mission in a sensual manner. Right, so it all comes down to my choice, huh? 3 sinners. So many eyes are upon me. Not that I've never had them all look at me at the same time before, but the pressure is on a completely different level when it comes to making judgment calls like these. Looks like the manager is deep in thought, but pointlessly agonizing over something like this is a waste of time. I'm taking volunteers first, so let's see some hands. Quickly now. Forsooth, I shan't hesitate before such excellent opportunity. Maybe it's finally my time to shine. Or I don't even need to ask me, alright, let's get on with it. Yeah, Heathcliff, 7 Association Heathcliff is coming in. He'll crack this case in minutes. Oh, no, that wasn't... I'm not raising my hand, I'm just cleaning my glasses. Fuck no, I'm good, thank you. This is no simple matter. I've not been with so few sinners before, except for that one time when we accidentally walked out to the outskirts through the back door, so I have to take this slow and really consider all possible angles. What a mess. It would be too much trouble for me to list and debate all the arbitrary limitations they set, so allow me to make the choices for you this time, Dante. Well, I don't think there's too big of a gap between them when it comes to their capabilities, but they all excel in different situations. Dante, are you listening? I just said that I will be the one to choose your companions. No, I need to consider more than just their individual capabilities. Some of them work better when paired together, but it's also true that haphazardly pairing them together might end up making a team less than the sum of its parts. This is all about building team synergy. Wait, didn't Rhodia say something about how people born in December and August don't mesh well together? And the sinners who will accompany Dante to solve this case are... I have to choose someone who can support me, calmly assess the situation, and remain free from biased judgment while making smart, rational decisions on the fly. The sinners who fit that description are... Do we even have anyone like that? I still have to choose someone, though. Damn it, I've got it. I choose Faust, Mersault, and Yi Sang. That's a good fucking team, actually. That's a really good team. That's an exceptional team. Rhodia, Ryoshu, and Honglu. Huh? Wait, huh? Dante has selected me, Mersault, and Yi Sang. Oh, it's been a while since we heard this track. Haven't you been listening, Dante? I have certain things to discuss with Miss Faust regarding our upcoming journey, so she was not an option. Yi Sang was immediately ruled out even before the meeting adjourned due to his history of developing an unauthorized invention at T-Corp. Mersault did not volunteer. There was no reason to volunteer. You know what, Mersault? Honestly, you've been carrying this team so much, your back must be exhausted, mate. Go rest. Go lie down. We'll take care of it for a change. Though I may have been disallowed from joining this investigation, I am truly grateful for your appreciation, Dante. I shan't soon forget this. Oh, wait, that's, Oh, no one chose Otis! Oh, no! Neither Dante nor Vergilius chose Otis. No one did. She's the last player chosen for Dodgeball. Oh, no. Hey, Otis, you know that's not at all what I meant. I just thought that maybe we needed someone skilled and experienced like you to effectively manage the remaining sinners while we're... okay. Oh, no. My darling, please. I really soured the mood, didn't I? Because that's the funny thing, right? Vergilius making this decision for Dante, and I suspect Vergilius actually did this on purpose, right? Allowed the decision to be made without creating any hard feelings between Dante and any of the sinners, because Dante could just be like, oh, you know I would have picked you, but Vergilius chose for me, so it is what it is. It's whatever, you know. It went over my head. But because Dante wasn't fucking listening and was agonizing over the choice so much, they picked 3 people who weren't fucking available and proceeded to ostracize the rest of the sinners, including the ones who are now going on the job with them. Ooh. Oh, Dante, you were doing so well as a manager. What happened? The 3 of them, whom I didn't even imagine in my wildest dreams would be hanging out together, all turned to look in my direction. Whoa, just the 3 of us, huh? A trio is such an eye-catching number, isn't it? Rhodia I get, but why did the 2 of you volunteer? I think Honglu could do it. Actually, yeah, I think all 3 of them can do it, honestly. 4 it sounded far, aha. The greater the quantity and diversity of experience, the better it is. Ugh! Don Quixote tragically drops her head to the ground, crestfallen. I have naught else to blame but my slightly lower vertical placement in this world. Indeed, that must be why Servilius has failed to catch mine impassioned hand. Don Quixote sobbed, dramatically lamenting how Vergilius did not even bat an eye in her direction despite her being the first one to raise their hand. I'm pretty sure that wasn't the only reason he didn't pick her, though. 'Tis my final legacy I'd bestow upon thee. What's all this? A book? A magnifying glass? And are these clothes? 'Tis my treasure, my collection. Prithee be gentle with them. Ooh, but why are you carrying 3 sets of clothing? One for my private collection, one for display, and one for business. Verily, is that not obvious to thee? Records of investigation, solutions to the 13 problems by Agatha. Huh, somebody's autographed it. Yeah. So who's this Agatha? Is it an Agatha Christie reference? Fie! How art you so ignorant in the lore of fixers? Once she was a grade 1 fixer who was so prolific that she may as well have been the face of the 7 Association. Truly, no one? Hell yeah. I want more 7 Association fixers. Most people don't know those lore, Don Quixote. Cumbersome clothes. How wilt thou call thyself an ace detective when not dressed appropriately for the occasion? Here, 'tis only right that the leading ace detective adorn her countenance with this special moustache. Explains a lot. Look, Lady Agatha says in the foreword to this book that any self-respecting ace detective must always dress themselves in impeccable fashion. Don Quixote, just let go. So, I mean, I'm sure everyone has their reasons, but how come you didn't get picked for this, Ishmael? Didn't get picked? I never volunteered. Yeah, but Dante didn't even notice who did and didn't volunteer because they picked Mersault. Hey, it's not every day you get a legitimate chance to get some free paid time off without breaking company rules, and I wasn't about to let that chance slip. I respect that. That's biggest business. The most business. I guess I did have some last minute regrets when I saw who Vergilius picked, but I'll just relax for a bit and jump in to help him out when needed. Well, good luck while the... Hey, call us the Elite Four, how's that? I don't know, do you have a Dragon Knight? While the self-proclaimed Elite Four runs around T-Corp, why don't we find a place to take the edge off and unwind? How unfortunate. You're not going to take the edge off and unwind at all. T-Corp did not authorize the rest of the sinners to run abound unmonitored. You must understand that we simply cannot let individuals responsible for 10 billion ARNs worth of time tax roam free without proper collateral. Looks like they have temporary lodgings for those who fail to pay their time tax. Vergilius was pointing at what was clearly a jail cell. Oh, Otis is not pleased. For many reasons. Are you certain that's the lodging guide? I'm going to jail? But why? I've never killed a person ever. Or committed any kind of crime. Yep, as living collaterals apparently. It'll be fun. Hey, bet you'll look fondly back at this memory when it's all said and done, okay? We'll be right back, so be nice and stay put. Nice, this jail cell at least has some heating. Wait. What happens if they just leave and don't come back? We'll be seeing them again after 10 billion ARNs worth of time passes, I guess. What? Look at Mersault. He's just like, bye, have fun, be swift and efficient, return shortly, I will wait for you here, farewell. Heathcliff's already asleep. That was fucking quick. He's used to jail cells, obviously. Oh boy. Hey, wait, get back here. That's more than enough time to finish weaving on the loom. I don't get it. Calm down, alright, we'll be back before you even... Thou shalt return triumphantly as a glorious band of ace detectives, mark my words! We set off on our journey after receiving the aforementioned special investigator badges, leaving the chaotic screaming and hollering of the remaining sinners behind. After a while, all we could hear was the sad intermittent clattering of metal as someone violently shook the steel bars. Alright, looks like everybody's ready then. Let's get a move on and have a little chat with the third victim. Let's see the case records say that. Aha, there it is. It's just a stone's throw away. It's me again. Hello. Huh? Huh? What do you mean, huh? Look at the record. It clearly states that neither of the first 2 victims is in a communicative state. How unfortunate. Ah. No, I mean, why are you coming along with us? I'm sorry, but we're not taking sidekick applications right now. Go away. Shoo. Nice hat, Rodeo. I like it. Incorrect. One of us will be joining your team. Being a sidekick is good work experience for the youths. We're going to send an employee with you so that we can receive immediate updates regarding your investigation progress. Pull that stick out of your ass. We've planned to send a Class 2 staff with you, but you're... Me, Class 5. See the badge? The chatterbox of an employee replied cheerfully as he produced a twinkling badge from his clothes. Apologies for failing to recognize you, sir. I scarcely expected to see a Class 5 auditor all the way down here. So Mr. Speedy Chatterbox is actually a big deal as well. He's Mr. Big Important. That guy's a Class 5 staff? Really? Class 5 is the highest rank one could reach as a wing employee, right? Yeah, I thought so too. Well, don't be so sure. It depends on which wing you're talking about. Who knows? Maybe there are Class 12 or even Class 20 employees out there. I sure hope I'm one someday. That would be great. Hey, do you think I get paid a lot? I'd love to get paid a lot. I could get a nice hat, a new hat, one made of gold instead of this like weird metal one that I have. Although I guess my pocket watch is already made of gold, so maybe I could have it made out of platinum. What do you think? Do you think platinum would look good? I need to replace my gloves as well, though. They're gold, so they'd have to be platinum too. And boy, is it drafty in here. Get it? Got it? Good. Then let's get a move on. We stared in silent bafflement at the employee who had already stormed out of the building and then hurriedly followed him out the door. Isn't it absolutely brilliant? The very concept of killing time. They're not slowing down or speeding up time. They're eliminating it completely, just yanking it out of circulation. Sorry, it's hard to speak this fast. So, your name is... Mai? Relax and call me however you want. Names are such unimportant things, aren't they? No. Names matter. Tell name now. Really? You never call anyone by their names, though. Relax and call you however we want, but you're obviously here to be our handler. That's true. That does make things a tad awkward, doesn't it? Let me think. Aha, I've got it. You're all dressed like detectives, so why don't you consider me your ever-helpful assistant who tags along to your adventures and helps and provides helpful commentary and dialogue and insightful quips. I'm good at quips. I make a lot of quips. It's how I got to this rank, by adding quips to everything. Quickly. Okay, but still... Ryoshu, who was staring off into the distance while puffing her cigarette, suddenly spoke up just as Rodeo was about to retort. Assistant, lead us. Right away, ma'am. What's the difference between an assistant and a servant? You know, my family used to employ, They sure warmed up to him fast. I mean, how can you not? He's just a charming fella, and also apparently really important. If he's Class 5, I bet that means he's absolutely lethal in a scrap. I bet he's a proper fighter. I'm guessing what combat encounters we have here will only consist of these 3 sinners, which makes my new team almost entirely useless. Yep, these are all people who are not along for this journey. Alright, that's fine. I'll figure it out. Let's see, the third victim of this case is a Swatch Factory's... Hold up. The obviously gaudy and expensive suit, the meticulously trimmed and shaped moustache. The third victim must be the owner of this factory. Assistant, confirm my deductions. You're right on the money, detective. We're off to a great start. We are detectives working on the case of time killing time. My name is... Whoa, what's going on? Ryoshu, detective. He sure is a fast talker. He's talking way faster than Mersault did when he reviewed those chickens. Oh, I miss that. I really do. Amazing. Jesus Christ. I hope our valuable assistant can act as a translator. He's talking so fast, it's like someone pressed a fast forward button in him or something. I can't understand a thing coming out of his mouth. He's someone who has a lot of time. What's that supposed to mean? An average Teacup citizen has about 20 to 28 hours in a day, but you might also run into someone like him, people with plenty of time to spare. Because they have so much surplus time, they can afford to condense 40, 50 hours into a single day. And to people with fewer hours in a day, it looks as though he's moving 2 to 3 times faster than them. Someone with that much time could pick their nose in the blink of an eye before he even has a chance to catch him in the act. He's even faster than me, which is crazy. I thought I was the fastest, but here I am, relatively slow, all things considered. Ew. What do you got against picking noses, huh? I gave Rodia a quick look of concern. She had to do something before Ryoshu's SHNC. A quick look, as in a brief flicker of the flames burning on my clock. Would you mind slowing down a bit? I'm just worried that you're at serious risk of becoming a victim of a completely different, slightly more fatal crime. He shook his head in frustration, very rapidly that is, before activating what appeared to be a voice recorder and began to play his voice back at us. Pleased to make your acquaintance, my name's Bubble, proud proprietor of this watch factory, Apologies for this awkward meshing of communication, You see, my days are 52 hours longer. I used to live 100-hour days in my headache, but the things have taken a turn for the worse in the factory in recent years, 52 hours? How does that even work? To me, it looks as though you're all talking very, very slowly. I must say, it's quite frustrating, but I'm willing to suffer this annoyance as long as you can solve this case. You have 52 whole hours to spend in a single day. I can't even imagine what that'd be like. Oh, I can tell you if you're that curious. It's a very full life, I must say. Having more time to spend in a day means I can get more things done in a day, like sleeping 10 or more hours a night and having more than 40 hours left to spend. Sleep. Good sleep really is the key to keeping your skin moist and fresh. Indeed, I'll let you touch it if you want. As though in an effort to demonstrate, Bumble was constantly zooming around the room, checking his documents, calling someone on the phone, and even brushing his teeth while we stood there listening to his recordings. I don't care, get to the point. It was one late evening, let's see, like always, I was busy walking down the street. I had a very, very important meeting to attend to, you know, all of a sudden, lo and behold, it was sudden even for me. An attack? No, I just happened to recall that I left the bacon on the kitchen counter at home. Should have left it covered with distributed purple salt. My second oldest aunt used to sprinkle that salt all the time. The point. Well, so I stopped briefly looking up at the clock tower and wondering if I should head back home to salt that bacon. And that's when the time ripper struck. Salt that bacon is a euphemism, by the way. The clock tower? Scissorman? Each one of the 12 zones of T-Corp has a clock tower that displays A-Corp's standard timescale. Because everyone has different times to spend in the day, they watch a sync with their respective timescales as well. So there's a real time, one have to check the clock tower. How long do I do this bit for? It's becoming quite painful. Oh. That's pretty neat. Alright, you two, let's focus on the important stuff. Let's see, how about we start with a physical description? A fine tailored suit. A tailored suit, a bit fancy for someone called the Time Ripper, don't you think? It must have cost me about 58 million, of course, since it was tailor-made, its comfort was beyond human imagination. He's giving his own description. Wait, what? Oh, and how can I forget this impressive yet keenly shaped mustache? Hey, I wasn't talking about your own physical description. One more chance until I snap your neck. Oh, you mean the Meadows appearance? Well, let me think. I don't really recall anything. It just happened so fast. How did it feel to have your own time killed? Was it painful? Can you not ask something like that with such a big grin on your face? Nope, it was just... $100 gone in the blink of an eye. I missed my very important appointment. Thanks to that, you'll have you know, I suffered so much damages. 100 hours. So you lost a whole week in the blink of an eye? Huh? Nope, 100 hours for me is just 2 days or so. So you have no idea how much I lost because of those 2 days. Ripping away time, An invention that enables something like that would certainly win the Inventor of the Year award and the loads of prize money that comes with it. But T-Corp really values and supports its inventors, you know. God, I love money. Some people say that once upon a time, T-Corp's executive director himself showed up to bestow the awards. I guess once an inventor is always an inventor. I say that he probably wanted others to carry on his inquisitive spirit. I've seen the ceremony once and he was giving away autographs. Then maybe we're looking for an inventor who received an award for that tech. Assistant? But every invention at T-Corp needs to be registered at the Technology Administration Agency, though it is not without a few exceptions. There was once a time when a rogue group of inventors called the League of Nine Litterateurs made some inventions that they neglected to register, and wow, what a mess that was. Every single corner of T-Corp was up in arms, everyone dashing about in a panic, making arrests, holding important meetings while I... nearly ran out of breath. It was that big of a deal? I can't even imagine how hard it must have been for Yi Sang. Alright, so, is there anything like that registered in T-Corp's tech agency? Nope, first time hearing about anything like it. You could have started there, you know. What if this is a power granted by the distortion? Meanwhile, Ryoshu, who was completely uninterested in the conversation, stared off into the distance. She looked out the factory window and let out another puff of smoke before muttering quietly to herself. No killer, no corpses. It is fascinating to think, though, that, like, the owner of this factory, you know, with his 100-odd hours or so every day, he's moving normally. Like, it's all completely normal to him, but to everyone else, he's basically the Flash. Like, it's nuts. Rich people really can just be superheroes in this world. Well, yeah, no one's actually dead, and we don't know where the killer is. Who could it be, I wonder? Somebody took a liking to my very, very expensive suit, I say, huh? Disagree. Your suit's shit. Your suit's shit. Hair whack. Mustache bullshit. And you smell like crap. Fuck off, speed boy. Aww. He's got genuinely sad about that. Besides, if I really wanted to kill you. Me? Oh, why would you? I'd have to be able to move as fast as you do. I won't be able to get a good aim at your vitals otherwise. Ryoshu strode toward him before suddenly breaking into a charging sprint. Bumble rapidly stumbled back in terror. Bumble rapidly stumbled back in terror, but Ryoshu was fast enough to close the distance and press a scabbard into his neck despite the disparity in time. Ah! Just like this. Ryoshu, you're a detective. Stop intimidating people. Oh, I get it. She's intimidating him to get more information. Whoa. I thought she was actually about to beat the crap out of him with that scabbard. That'd be case closed then, All we'd have to do is arrest Ryoshu. Yeah, you scared the heck out of me, huh? Well, I suppose that villain didn't really stab me in my vitals or whatever. But he did appear all of a sudden just like you did, I see, so the killer isn't just running around ripping time away from random people left and right. Yes, the killer was going specifically for that ass. That ass, though. The void left behind by Sinclair's absence was much bigger than I'd thought. Yeah, seriously, I don't know how to translate half of these. I meant that annoying, stupid stash. Not having that kid here is frustrating. No way, can you think of a single person who'd hate someone like me? Ugh. I can think of more than a few. I said it must have been the work of some bandit who wanted to try on my tailored suit, huh? Oh, what about your employees? Lady Agatha's book says that to find the culprit, we must first look at the victim's immediate circle. I have no idea if that book Don Quixote gave us earlier is actually helping, but I suppose it's at least a very good page-turner. Hong Lu can't seem to be able to tear his eyes away from it. Maybe I should check it out too once we get back to the bus. Yeah, that works. Then the culprit has to be someone who hates the owner so much, enough to try and take his time. No, that seems quite implausible, as you can see. What? The laborers at this factory? They're all working so slowly, like they're moving through molasses. Oh, most factory laborers like them usually live rather short 10-day hours, most of which they spend at their factory jobs anyway. That's fucked. What did you say? Listen up, everyone. Our output gain only saw 13% growth compared to last month's outgrowth. I've not impressed upon you how important this is, and we falling behind profit margin again at this rate. Bumble hollers at them in frustration. The laborers very slowly turn their heads to look up at the factory owner, even that simplest action taking an excruciatingly long time to complete. Boss, it's impossible to work any faster than... I won't do that for the rest of it because this will be agonizingly long if I do, but you get the idea. Oh, how bothersome, less complaining and more assembling. Use your times effectively, Chop, huh? You have no idea how frustrating it has been for me of late. Did you even know that the next batch of cogs have stopped all of a sudden, huh? We could understand him thanks to the recorder next to us, but everyone out of its earshot would have no chance of understanding whatever it is he's talking about, especially since he's sped up and they're slowed down. They wouldn't even hear the noise. They wouldn't hear anything. Hey, Mr. Bumble. You're talking way too fast for them to understand, you know that? How do you expect them to understand a thing you're saying? So, it's not me who's too fast, it's them who are too slow. Only hustlers and busy bees like myself who make the best of their time can rise above the rest in this chaotic, bustling city. Wow. What? You know that's a load of bull. How are they supposed to hustle and make the best of their times when they're practically nailed to the floor? And with what time? Literally. Rhodia, hey, I agree, but now's not the time. I don't think someone like him will ever understand what you're talking about. He was born and raised in T-Corp after all. Hey, assistant, you're a Class 5 employee, right? Aren't you supposed to be a big shot? Do you seriously think there's anything normal about all of this? I mean, if he's a Class 5 employee, he's probably a true believer, let's be real. Normal. Dear detectives, do you happen to be returning from a round trip across every single nest in the city all the way from A to Z? Can you confidently say that you've seen all there is to see? Not really, but I've probably been to more than you'd think. Then give this idea a thought, why don't you? There's a notion of what is normal is just a mirage conjured by the downtrodden and the suffering. That is to say that the suffering is just a part of life in the city, regardless of which nest you're in. Oh, I don't see any suffering in that mug of Mr. 50-hour days right here. Such harsh words, I have my share of pain, I'll have you know. I've been waiting for something to get finished for a while now. Do you know how much of a pain it is to wait for something? We also have too much time in your day. It's so tedious. Bumble gently fixed his mustache and hair before caressing his expensive coat with care. What a bastard he is. What a bastard he is. I hate his stupid face. Maybe we can flip the script on our line of thought. That was a surprisingly insightful thing to say. What kind of people, Rhodia, do you think hate rich people? Who do you think would hate people like me? No one hates Hongler, look at him. You just want to give him a hug all the time. Well, except for my family. If I do ever get murdered under mysterious circumstances, I'm willing to bet that it's one of my family members who did me in. Or Heathcliff. Wait, so his family hates him? That's the first we're hearing about it. That's a pretty dark joke, from Hongler specifically. The culprit went straight for Bumble, but his employees literally can't move fast enough to have done that. None of them look like the distortions either. Yeah, so if the culprit's hiding among those slowpokes, Clock would have noticed it. Then that narrows the culprit down to someone unrelated to this factory, someone without much time, someone who's got a bone to pick against the time rich. Or it could be someone who's unhappy about the state of affairs in the T-Corp nest. Also, while Dante could be right that this power was granted by a distortion, nothing rules out the possibility that they may be using an unregistered invention. There may be more than a single culprit then. More than a single culprit, huh? Wait, I think I know an organization that might fit that exact description. Nah, no way, I doubt it. They don't ever take drastic actions like these anymore, even back at J-Corp. Well, that's some coincidence, isn't it? I happen to know of a group of people just like them. Sometime later, in a certain alleyway, a group of people unhappy with the state of affairs in the nest? That's impossible. This place is perfect. Just look at this image over here. Don't those people look happy? Ah, perhaps you're looking for the Eurodivvy. Oh, we're seeing these guys again. Oh, that rings a bell. Isn't your friend the founder of that organization, Rhodia? Rhodia stopped dead in her tracks. The Eurodivvy. Here? Do you know something about that organization? I did hear that they've been spreading through the nests as of late, though it hasn't been long since they started popping up within T-Corp's borders. So direct T-Corp employees like myself have been stationed all over the nest to question any suspicious individuals. Methinks it's a real bother standing guard here, all this stop and such. Oh, it's so tedious. So what are the Eurodivvy up to around here? All kinds of stuff the petty thieves get up to, stealing things like time or money. One of them took my hat, I had to buy a new one. Well, I did hear that they also do some pro bono detective work for people who can't afford the time or money to hire people, and... Wait, stop right there, you criminal scum. What are you looking around all shifty for, eh? It's a stop and search. Oh, no, please, no, it's my hat, no. I'm just trying to walk away from that lady with the cig and the creepy glare. Where can we find them, Eurodivvy? Well, it probably ain't too difficult. Let's see that. Hey, was that an explosion? Hongler! A sudden explosion tore Hongler to shreds as he was peeking around an alleyway. How fucking dare they? Speak of the devil, maybe I should have activated their badges earlier. Activate our badges? Ooh, starting off with a bang, huh? Good luck, Dante. That'll be a fun one to turn back the clock on. At least it'll be instantaneous though, right? Let's bring him back. Gotcha, turning the clock now. Wait, you can bring him back? There! The explosion came from that way! Look at my scarf! Damn watch chains of T-Corp, here to collect your filthy dues, eh? Okay, no time to explain, right? Then let's talk about that later. It's time for fisticuffs. It's time to throw punches, swing bows. We are outnumbered. But it's okay, we all get 2 skills. Nice. I love Liu Hongler. I want to use him more. In fact, I usually do actually. When I'm doing mirror dungeons, I typically take out Otis and Sinclair, and I have Mersault and Hongler instead. Ugh, retreat! They were too strong for our scarves! Hey, participation trophy. Participation trophy? Is he talking to me? How on earth did you do that earlier? Tick tock, and voila, I seen that you rewound time and unwounded your friends. I've never seen a tech that could rewind time like that. Well, that's... trade secret. Ask and you shall receive pain. I shall pain you. Fascinating. Aren't you terrified of time? As far as I'm aware, there is practically no way to rewind time for a singular entity that exists in an open, unenclosed area. Either that or my study didn't reach as far as I thought it did. Wait, no, that's actually a very serious problem then. I was very desperate, you know. It's very unlikely that I missed anything. I must know your secrets, man. You know what else is a serious problem? The fact that we're wasting our time chatting about inane stuff while they're all getting away. Come on, Dante. Hold on, inane stuff? This is extremely serious. Its importance is absolutely incomparable to what amounts to arresting a few small fry revolutionaries. If it was a true resurrection, then the head would have been after your heads already, so I doubt that's what this is. It must have something to do with time manipulation, I'm certain of it. Maybe it works with the same mechanisms as the CT2 protocol under the hood. Nope, that works only within an isolated enclosure. It can't rewind the time of a singular individual. Perhaps they are drawing time from elsewhere to inject it into their time streams. That seems a tad more plausible. If you're actually rewinding their time, then the visual elements of that process would manifest in a vastly different manner. I suppose this means that you can't really rewind or skip time either, am I right? Well, you say that. You can't just say all that gibberish and expect me to be able to. The process also seems to involve a great degree of pain. Oh, well, it seems to be in bad taste to say it's good news, but I suppose I'm going to say that what I'm about to tell you is somewhat auspicious. I was going to get into the nitty-gritty only if we had to venture into one of the more dangerous places like the back streets, but here we go. Check the other side of your badges. There should be a small clockwork knob attached to your badges in there. Mind rotating it for me? The Class 5 staff jabbered on endlessly, zapping between numerous subjects within a matter of seconds before reaching out and pointing at the badges we were wearing. Not all fixers specializing in investigations are strong enough to defend themselves in emergencies. That's why these special investigator badges are all equipped with the same special function that goes into suits that high-ranking staff members of T-Corp wear. It's called golden time. If you keep the clockwork wound, it'll automatically speed up the body's natural regeneration process as soon as it detects that its wearer is at risk of death. It's nothing compared to what you're capable of, but it's quite something, isn't it? Yeah, we've encountered golden time. It was a bit of a fucker. So I don't actually have to turn the clock myself? Of course, it takes some time for it to refill once its charge is spent. If you ever run out of its uses, then I suppose it all comes down to you, participation trophy. You'll have to take care of one for the team and bring them all back yourself. You're willing to do that, but not willing to help us before we get torn to shreds, huh? I prefer that. Good. Ooh. Ready? Let's go after them then. Sometime later. Where did they go? I don't do cardio. I'm pretty sure they came this way. No more tracks. We wasted too much time on his boring lectures. Hey, assistant, are you sure it's okay for you to just saunter behind us like you're out on a picnic? Why do I run? I hate running. It's literally your job to arrest the Eurydivian, isn't it? Is it though? But my job at this precise moment is to keep my eyes on you and your investigation regarding the case of time-killing time, not make Eurydivian arrests. But you're a T-Corp employee! Okay, fine. Let's say I decided to run instead of walk and helps you capture those Eurydivian rascals. What then? Will T-Corp suddenly stop having problems just because they're gone? Will this place suddenly transform into some kind of humanitarian paradise? Not to mention that as long as their leader runs free, they'll be back before you know it. Stupid. Excuses. Then key KTA. Kill the attitude? I don't know. Oh, kill them all? Yeah, that makes more sense. If we do kill them all, that only opens up room for a worse syndicate to take their place, and if that happens, that collector friend from earlier might end up suffering from something much, much worse and having to stop and search random passers-by, not to mention that I'll be getting muscle cramps from all the running. Besides, isn't your friend one of them? Weird, I thought you wanted me to arrest them. Right? I thought Roji would be a bit happier to be reunited with the Eurydivian. Well, since it looks like the trail's gone cold, let's go back to the stop and search lady and ask if she's noticed anything suspicious since we left. Fine. The T-Corp employee we met earlier was still standing completely inert, not moving a muscle. Poor woman, I can't believe she's still on duty at such a late hour. Such is the life of a laborer. No. They got her. I can't even hear her breathing. That's the Time Ripper's MO! The Time Ripper got to her that fast. She's in a state of absolute stillness. Look how there's got the magnifying glass. Like, yes, this person is very person, or they used to be. A death-like state achieved without a thimble of blood on their hands. What a misophobic art. Though she may be in a state of stasis to those of us watching from the outside, for her, this must be as brief as a blink of an eye. What do you think the culprit's trying to do with all that time? Guys, this is a crime scene. Let's try not to touch the body. I mean the victim. Whoa, look, there must be some sort of spatial temporal displacement superposition phenomenon going on here. She's entirely incorporeal. Is this seriously the time to... Where are you there? Up ahead. It's a guy or a gal. We don't know yet. I saw that. I whipped around, noticing the now familiar sensation of a distortion, caught a brief glimpse of a suspicious figure slowly slipping into the fog. I actually like that because in most visual novels or this kind of like storytelling, I suppose, you could just look at it long enough to get a really good glimpse of them, but by doing that, you actually get about as much of a glimpse of the person as Dante just got. That's a nice detail. Probably, I imagine Limbus is not the only game or storytelling medium of this type to do that, but it was still pretty cool. You stop! I'm a detective. Ryoshu, think you can catch up? You're very fast. I'm not your hunting dog, but sure, I'll entertain you just this once. Woof woof. Oh, she's pretty fast. Ryoshu sure moves fast when she finds something interesting. It's been a while since I've seen people like you, the kind who can sprint forward with their eyes fixed on the horizon. Here, everyone only ever looks down, their necks bent and gazes locked to the ground, watching their own feet take their halting steps. Have you listened to that song by Cage the Elephant, Shake Me Down? Yeah, it's like that, but you guys aren't like that at all. You're much happier, like the end of that song, as opposed to the beginning. Anyway, I suppose they only ever look up to check the time on the clock towers. But there must have been a time when everyone looked tall. I think I know why that is. It's because they all learned helplessness, which is possibly the worst passive trait you could ever learn. Because they realized that even if they ran until their lungs burst, nothing will change, that it doesn't matter. Yeah, not everyone can run like Mersault. Learning to maintain a stable breathing rhythm is not easy. Hop, 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 hop. That's not what I'm talking about. Wait, take a close look at her face. Remember, it's the same face she was making earlier when she shouted, "It's a stop and search!" Oh, sorry, hang on, I need to work on my impression. It's a stop and search. Yeah, maybe she saw someone suspicious approach them for a stop and search and got ambushed. We should ask her when she recovers. But we don't know when she'll recover. Sometime later. Catch. Fainted activist. Are you sure you captured him alive? Hey, Ryoshu, doesn't he kind of look a bit different from the mysterious person that got away? He's clearly wearing something different. Besides, he's one of the Eurydivi we already ran into. Clothes are just husks that can be cast off at any moment. Oh, sure, but when I do it, people say it's indecent and a crime. He started running as soon as our eyes met. Hey, rise and shine. How am I the suspicious one? Anyone would run if someone like you started sprinting after them with that big sword in your hands. I have many, many ways to crush the truth out of you. First, no dismembering. This is the Eurydivi's turf. You'll soon regret dragging me down here. I prepared this secret weapon just for this occasion. Watch out! But nothing happened. What was that? One of the 5 greatest inventions of the Eurydivi ET Corp branch, the portable adjustable frequency periodical lighting apparatus attachment soundwave generator. This will call every single Eurydivi in its range to this exact location. You might want to abbreviate that, buddy, goddamn. There, see what I mean? You see the problem prevalent among inventors, they never know when to stop when it comes to naming their inventions. You'll pay dearly for smacking me in the back of my noggin. Yeah, we'll see about that. We'll smack you in the front of your noggin then, how about that? I'm pretty good, you know. These fucking guys and gals. Nice. I love Liu Hongluo so much. He's so good. He's not even that good, but I really like him. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to keep this one short and sweet, because it is very enjoyable to do this, but also... the talking on these intervalos really wears my throat out, like, especially when I'm doing voices, and I know I don't have to do voices, but it makes it a little bit more fun. I think it'd be a bit more dull if I voiced everyone monotone, so there are trade-offs, right? I could do a 3-hour video going through Time Killing Time, but I would be talking exactly like this the whole time, and it might be a little bit boring. It would be boring for me, certainly, so we're gonna wrap it here. I like Time Killing Time so far. It's very interesting. It's fun getting to play as Rhodia, Ryoshu, and Hongluo. It's annoying because I just set up that fucking Envy team, which I'm like all in on at the moment, and I can't play with it right now, which is very annoying, but we can use them for the Refraction Railway, so that's not so bad. That'll be alright. Or maybe even for Murder on the Express, or whatever the fuck it's called, Warp Express, Murder on the Warp Express, we could do it there as well. We have options. It's not so bad. But, yeah, that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Special thanks to our patrons and members: Cryolytic, Lady Luna, Zanael, Cuds, Kana Samaria, Pogue, Pork Chocolate Breck, Scrubby Doo, Lifesteal, Mega Mr. Z-Man, Unclever Name, Lumen, Crystalite, Summercat, Flanny, Painted Dragoon, Lila Haxai, Lip Potatoes, Proxy, Caminera, Moa, Heartland, Harak J, Dressos, LOL, Final Legend, Etherabin, Linky, Xeon, Cedar, Bimblewarts, Majoko, Mymoon, Alkia, Honey Lawless, Sweet Baby Red, Jeskissy, Plutonium Pie, Dreamer Ghost, Leper Lullaby, K-Bub, Magic Owl, The Frostbite, Monsoon, SCP-106A, Namad, and Kenny800 for supporting me on Patreon. Thank you so much, guys, and thank you all so much for watching. Now, this is a good intervalo, and I like the references to previous intervalos, and I like how everyone's talking about how great Mersault is, because Mersault is great. I just like the fact that everyone's talking about how great he is. With references to him reviewing the chicken, and references to his breathing exercises at the start of Canto 5. This feels like the point in the story where, like, the developers are starting to notice that everyone loves Mersault. And with good reason. It feels like he's really coming into his stride as the game has gone on, which I'm very glad about. But I'm also enjoying getting to spend time with these three characters, you know? They're three great characters. Ryoshu's getting a lot done, and I reckon by the end of this, by the end of like Canto 7, I might even be able to bump her up a space, because she's doing a great job in this intervalo. It's really fun. Really glad these three are getting more time, because one of my biggest complaints about Hong Lu is that he just doesn't get enough time on the mic, as it were, and now he is. Wonderful. Fantastic. Love it. And we're getting a bit more about Rhodia's story, which feels like a direct, like, attempt to fix the fact that she didn't really resolve any of her personal issues during Canto 2. So I feel like we're going to get a bit more of that during this intervalo, which is great. I'm hoping we get one for Gregor as well, because although Gregor did kind of face his issues, but I still like a bit more on Gregor as well. But for now, I'm really happy to see Rhodia get more of the spotlight as well. It's absolutely super. But that's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and whatever happens next time, and I might need to level up these IDs just to make sure that they do okay, because there's only 3 of them. They're doing alright so far, but I imagine the intervalo will get tougher. But whatever happens, hope I see you there. Toodles. Goodbye.